What's up, Facebook peeps? Not sure if anybody's joining today, but I figured I would at least share this. It seems really popular when I share the gluten-free, dairy-free stuff, so why not, right? So I was watching, and I hope I say her name right, and I'm sorry if I didn't, but it's Lily Lou Tay. Don't know if that's her name or whatever, but anyway, she is from somewhere south. Can't really tell you where, but I can tell you that I would spend all day just listening to her talk. And she does a lot of baking. Her and her husband are the most cutest thing ever. Anyway, so she did banana bread, like randomly out of nowhere the other day, and I happened to have like all these bananas that were in need of fixing because they was about to wind up in the trash. So when you're baking banana bread, me personally, I always like using overripe bananas because they give more flavor. So that's what I'm using. Happen to have 3 more. I tried this recipe about a week ago, and unfortunately it did not come out as well because I didn't leave it in the oven as long. So this goes in, preheat your ovens, 325. It goes in for an hour. Now because it's gluten-free and dairy-free, that winds up being probably about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe a little longer. It just takes a lot of gluten-free flour is very, very dense. So even though banana bread is traditionally dense anyway, this is even more dense. And then the one tip I always give, I use the Bob's 1-to-1 baking flour. Use less. Whatever the recipe calls for, use way less. Not way less. It calls for like a 1.5 cups. I'll probably use like 1.25 cups. And I'll be able to tell while I'm mixing it. You kind of have to eyeball it. But yeah, it doesn't, gluten-free flour, you can use way less. No matter what they tell you, use way less. Because if you don't, it's just going to be too much flour. It weighs everything down. It makes everything heavier. It just does. So Lily Lou's recipe calls for 3 ripe bananas, 1/2 stick of butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg, salt, vanilla. We use vanilla with our heart. We don't measure. A teaspoon of baking powder, 1.5 cups of flour. Again, I'm using about 1.25 cups maybe, and some cinnamon. Again, cinnamon, measure with your heart. Sort of like garlic. Anyway, that's her recipe. I will. Hopefully you can play this back and get the recipe measurements if you would like. If you want them from me directly, just comment and I'll put them in the comment below this video. Anyway, so we're going to start. This is probably the easiest banana bread I have ever seen in my lifetime. And it is so good. Okay, connection slow. Here's hoping you guys are still getting the full video. Anyway, so 3 ripe bananas. I happen to have one that was on the counter ripening, and then I have, once they, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but once they starting to really ripen and you're like, we got to get something done with them, I freeze mine. I freeze them right in here, and I can tell you that you would never know that they are frozen. Now, keep in mind, if you're using these for I tell you what I use them for. I use them for shakes, protein shakes. Or, smoothies, whatever you want to call them. They're not going to look like a banana. It actually comes out looking like ice cream. I don't know if I can show this to you guys or not, but if you can see that, it literally looks like ice cream. But they work just fine. I do it all the time. I've never had a problem. But yeah, so they come out really good that way. Because leaving them in the banana peel keeps them from getting brown. As you can see, like I said, you see that's yellow. There's no brown on it. And again, it holds the flavor, which is really good. Anyway, okay, back to it. So 3 ripe bananas, 1/2 stick of margarine, butter, whatever you want. My personal preference is Country Crock plant butter and olive oil. It just tastes the most like butter to me. I'm measuring this again with my heart because honestly, I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to use a little bit more than a 1/2 stick, but only maybe like 1/2 and a teaspoon. And I cut mine up even though it's soft just because it blends better when you do that. Maybe we'll just stick with 1/2 stick. We'll see how it goes. Okay, 1 egg, 1 cup of sugar. Cinnamon, measure with your heart. Maybe a little more. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm using a stand mixer. Just because I cheat and it's easy, and that's how we roll. Cinnamon. I don't use a lot in banana bread because I don't like the cinnamon to overpower the banana. And I'm not putting nuts in this. You can do any kind of nuts that you would like. I am very limited on the amount of actual nuts that I can use, and any ones that I can would overpower the flavor of the banana, so I'm not using nuts, but you can use pecans, walnuts, whatever, almonds, whatever you wanted to put in yours, but that's just what I put in mine. So I'm going to mix this before I put the flour in, just to get it kind of going. Note for the record, there's no liquid in this. There's no milk, there's no water, there's no nothing. But between the egg and the bananas, you don't need it. It really is one of the most moist banana breads I think I've ever had. It's really good. Alright, now we are going to add in the flour. I'm going to add in the last bit of flour after I get the first bit stirred in, just to see how dry it is. That's it. I'm not even using it, so it's probably like a cup and an eighth. Alright, and that is literally it. Pop it in your bread pan and let it go for an hour and 15 minutes. Check it, but we took it out too early last time, and it was so dense that it wound up almost being raw. It wasn't, but it gave that kind of texture. So yes, I cheat. I use Pam. Don't judge me. And like I said, that is literally all there is to it. And that took what? If you count the amount of time that it took me to gather the ingredients and measure them out, probably 10 total minutes to make this. It's so easy to do, and it tastes so good. If you are having issues with sugar and you don't want to use all the sugar, you could probably like substitute honey or maple syrup to some degree. We've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure you probably could. Yeah, that's it. So I will I'll post a picture after it's done baking, you know, an hour and a million years from now, in the comments below the video, and you know, you guys can see how it turns out. But it's really, like I said, it's really, really good. You know what? We're gonna give this another stir. It's not quite. It's gonna be, for what I say, lumpy batter, because the bananas and the margarine is going to kind of be clumpy too, but I'm not feeling the love right now, so we're going to go a little bit longer on this. You know what, maybe the next time I will try creaming the sugar and the margarine together. That might make it a little less dense, a little more airy. I'll try that the next time. I'll let you know how that turns out. Yeah, we do a lot of bananas in the house, but a lot of times, you know, I don't care how many bananas you buy, they never get eaten quick enough. And at least one of them winds up in the freezer or wherever. So, like I said, I had one I was getting ready to chuck in the freezer, and I thought, you know what? No, I want some more banana bread, so let's make it. So, there you go. If you try it, let me know how yours turns out, and feel free to share the video for anybody that you know that has the crazy restricted diet. And good luck. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. It's very bright and sunny here in Maryland. Still cold, but still the sun's out, and that's really all that matters, right? All right. You guys have a good day. Love to all. Bye.